Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Adam and this is Adam FPL, and welcome to the Game Week 1 Early Draft Preview. And here's the team, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. Fantasy football is back amongst us. And boy, am I looking forward to this season, probably more than any other season, I think. Because I'm ready for things to get back to normality again. Fans are back in the stadium, and yeah, I think this could be my best FPL season yet, and I think the potential's there, and I'm really up for it this year. And yeah, I've gone for an interesting setup here. Normally, I only start with a 3-4-3. This year, I've decided to go with a 4-4-2. At the moment, I'm stuck on that because I don't think there's enough forwards right now to convince me to go with 3 forwards at this moment in time in the game. So we'll start off in goal, probably the most template goalkeeper, and that is Robert Sanchez of Brighton. And the main reason I've gone for him is 4.5. I never spend more than 4.5 on a goalkeeper. And them early fixtures, probably the best fixtures for a 4.5 goalkeeper compared to the other goalkeepers at that price. And Brighton, of course, notorious for clean sheets. I know he might not get the most saves, he might not get the most bonus, but just for the clean sheets itself, I think he's worth that 4.5 price tag. Now we'll go into the back four here, and we'll start off with Trent Alexander-Arnold. Again, I don't really need to go too much into this. Again, solid fixtures, Liverpool, and he's very much a no-brainer for me. Probably the second player that I've gone with here, Andrew Robertson. I've decided to go double Liverpool defence at this moment in time. I'm kind of torn between him or Jota as my third asset, but I think double Liverpool defence, I mean, they're nailed down. You know, they're not going to miss a single game this season unless they're injured. But I just think this would be a great shout. And you look at the total points here. He amassed 161 points last season, and that was in a poor season. So can you imagine when the clean sheets come rolling in with the likes of Van Dijk, if he's fit, and Konate coming in, Joe Gomez. I mean, that is freaky, and I think the double Liverpool defence could really get me an advantage this season. Then we have Lukey Shaw. Again, solid fixtures, 5.5, a no-brainer, 50% ownership, which is unbelievable. I believe he's 0.5 underpriced. I think he should be at least 6 million. If Chilwell's 6 million, he should definitely be 6 million. But look, I'm not complaining. We got to take advantage of it as fantasy managers. And 50% of people have realised that this is, you know, an incredible price tag for Luke Shaw. Then we go to Veltman. Again, probably the reason why I've gone double Brighton. I know they've got a few injuries, and I know that obviously Ben White has left the club. However, I think they're a very systematic team under Graham Potter, and again, these fixtures really taking advantage of the early fixtures of Brighton and try and get them clean sheets in early on and be very aggressive on the attack. Now let's go into the four-man midfield. Again, probably the first player is a no-brainer, Mohamed Salah, captain as well. I made the mistake of not captaining him last year, not starting him last year. I started with Mane, and that cost me about 40 points. So yeah, disappointing, but again, I think Mo Salah will be a great player this year, as he has been for the past 4 or 5 seasons. Then we'll go into my first differential pick, and that'll be Mason Greenwood. And the reason why I've gone for Mason Greenwood, I think first of all it's a great price at 7.5, and I do think he will start the season for United with these great fixtures because Sancho will not be back for the first week, and on top of that, Marcus Rashford is injured and will be out for, well, they said 12 weeks about a week or two ago, so he's not going to be back until at least the second international break. So I think Mason Greenwood is a great differential punt there, and at 7.5 million, I think he's a great filler as well. Can easily switch to another player if needs be. Then we have Bruno Fernandes, again another no-brainer for me. People are kind of sleeping on him because you know, the penalty rules have changed and whatnot. However, I think these first 6 fixtures are outstanding. Leeds, Southampton, Wolves, Newcastle, West Ham and Aston Villa. Maybe even Everton in there as well. But the plan basically is with this team is to wildcard about here between game week 7 and game week 8 when the international break kicks in, and that's when United's fixtures get difficult as well. So yeah, I think it's a good plan overall, and I think the first 6-7 fixtures are brilliant for Bruno Fernandes, and I'm sure he'll smash it. And anyone who goes against him, if anything, it helps my case, because he'll be considered more of a differential, if anything. So no problem with that. Then we go with another player who I believe is slightly underpriced this year, and that is Rafinha. Again, he was a gem for me towards the end of last season. Absolutely amazing player, played very well. Incredible creative numbers, incredible goal scoring, threat that he poses for Leeds. He's definitely the main man at Leeds at the moment, and a very underrated player. Look at United away, probably the most difficult fixture there. But then after that, Everton at home, I think that's a good fixture. Burnley away, I think that's a good fixture. Liverpool, difficult. Then after that, a sea of green fixtures here. And he's one of them, definitely set and forget options at 6.5 million. And I do think he's underpriced. I thought he'd be 7.5, but 6.5 is a very good price tag for Rafinha. And when you look at his numbers, absolutely incredible player. Then we'll go on to the front two here. And we'll start off with Michail Antonio. I think the first few fixtures are probably the time to attack it with West Ham, because before the Europa League kicks in, again, I look at these 4 fixtures here. I think they are exceptional fixtures here. And with West Ham, if West Ham are going to score, the likelihood of Antonio being involved is very likely. And then on top of that, again, just a very solid player, high goal involvement, and possibly penalties as well. That'd be a bonus if it does come through. And then the second striker, a bit of a differential at 5.6% ownership, and that is Callum Wilson. I know it's a Newcastle player, however, again, like Antonio, his goal involvement is very high. I think he has the most goal involvement of any other player for a team, and if Newcastle are going to score, he's going to be at the end of it or providing the assist. Second, he's on penalties, which is absolutely brilliant. And third, I think, in my opinion, these first maybe even 15 fixtures, I think these are brilliant fixtures, and he could be a very good long-term asset for me if he starts off the season well. And traditionally, he does start the season well, so I'm very happy to start with Callum Wilson. I think a great differential at just 5.6% ownership. On the bench, Ben Foster, just a 4 million set and forget goalkeeper. Ayling, who'll rotate well with Veltman, so Brighton Leeds rotation there. I think Leeds' defence is better than it was last year, and I think Ayling's a good price at 4.5 million. More than likely playing that right back role, so that's good. Again, no goals, no assists last season, but again, as a 4.5 million bench rotation player, I don't really expect too much. All I expect is for him to get the minutes in. Then 4.5 midfielder. I've gone a bit rogue here. I could go with the safe option of like a Brownhill or a Bissouma, but I've decided to go with Morgan Gibbs-White, starting as a number 10 in pre-season. Looks very decent. A lot of good reviews coming out from the Wolves fans and from their manager Bruno Lage. Again, Wolves look like they're going to be a very attacking team this year, and if there's one punt position that I'm going to punt on, it's definitely my 4.5 midfielder, and I'm happy to take a punt on this guy, because if he does hit the ground running, I think after these 3 fixtures, the fixtures look really good for Wolves, and if he does start, even if he starts, I think we could see his price go up, so I think it's a good little investment there for the long term. And then last but not least, this is just bench fodder, and that's Michael Obafemi. The good news is Danny Ings has moved now from Southampton to Aston Villa, so it looks like he at this moment in time is back up to Che Adams. So that's good news. But however, he's only 4.5 million. Just bench fodder, allows me to invest and make the team as strong as it is as it looks here. And yeah, just bench fodder, so not really much to talk about there. But this is the team here. This is the first draft, and this has been Adam FPL. And until next time, peace.